Let's see if Freddie Kane's gonna be able to answer.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 562.
I'm gonna give him another call just in case. Gotta give my man's another call. Well, I'm glad that this actually works, so that way I can actually start getting to interviewing people in the future, which will be sick. Been looking forward to doing this, y'all. Get one more call. He did say he had to go super early on 11, so it was mad late. But I'm gonna notify him that for sure we can do some post game breakdown after game one. He probably sleep. I'm gonna read you the intro and put this as the potro, not protro, but you know what I meant. Like the intro after the intro, like an interlude. He probably sleep. All right, fuck it. I think I'm ready to drop my first 16, y'all. It's the Mikeyy Beezoo podcast episode, whatever y'all want it to be. NBA Finals preview. Shout out to Westside Gun, Griselda, Benny, Conway. Gotta get that laugh down. And the rolls. Yes, sir. This works so good, get the elastic. Hit the AK behind the magic. Who made the sunshine? Who made the sunshine, y'all? Can't wait till I get these visuals. We did from one time. Real street nigga shit. RNS. Yeah. Or RS, whatever you. Track and field, running packs, I'm still subtracting real numbers. I took the loss and just had to build from it. Who broke the code? Do dirt on gang when y'all spoke to hoes. Okay. That's expected. VS cuts on my wrist, big enough to catch infections. This heckler on me, protect the homies. Bodie and West, I treated my 40 just like my only connect. Who said it was simple? Them prisons strengthened my mental. I broke the lead on the paper from writing letters in pencil. This a process. I'm fresh. I just moved out the projects. $1 million deals and still feel like I ain't hot yet. Biggie Smalls in the Coogee. Al Green in the Mockneck. Russell Simmons, my mindset. I'm Russell Simmons. Oh, whoops, my bad. My mother hurt. Brother laying under dirt. We can forgive you, but you get punished first. I ran around the world for it just like the amazing race. The money counter singing to me sound like amazing grace. Cooked a brick a big at a time. I was 8 for 8. The butcher, nigga. We just gonna stop it right there, y'all. What's going on, everybody? It's yours truly, Mikeyy Beezoo, back with another episode. Gotta get this mixing stuff down, man. I probably should have did that before I even got on the keyboard with the mixer. Want to get a whole bunch of things off my chest today. Big shouts out to the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. Hopefully, I'm not too loud to the point where my daughter is hearing me being overly loud out here. I'm in the I'm in the vault, aka the booth, aka Ingles, aka Inglewood, California, City of Champions, and we'll soon be home to the 2028 Olympics. Could you believe that? Hopefully, I'm moving out of state by then, because for those that haven't been to LA, let alone the city of Inglewood, beautiful city, by the way. But if you haven't even been out here and then you want to come travel, Inglewood really isn't that big of a city. It's really not. But nonetheless, I'm not trying to be here residing in the city within the next several years, literally. And by then, I can laugh at people and say, ha 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 ha, you guys are stuck in traffic, especially when the Super Bowl comes here, too. That's going to be very interesting. I'm a little hurt. I did procrastinate that my guy Fred can't be here. On the brighter side, I'll be able to kind of really interview myself. So I might as well do it. I could probably use about 2 minutes. Mother has the music, the oldies playing in the background. So if y'all hear it, which I hope y'all don't, then y'all can hear it. Y'all know what it is. Anyways, so this is the Mikeyy Beezoo podcast. formerly known as the Blank Blank Podcast. I didn't want to go by my government name, so I ended up switching things around because I wanted to have a little spazzaire or a little personality to it, so people could actually see that I wasn't too seriously, even though the career choice that I still am currently pursuing. I knew that I would have to use my actual name, and I wanted to be able to separate the two. Look at Sean Crawford, slow behind, can't catch Usain Bolt in that 200. Speaking of Olympics, um, this is the first Olympics technically without Usain. Yeah, because it was supposed to be last year, and the year prior, no, not the year prior. Of course, it will be last year. The year prior, dumb dumb. The Olympics prior, if I'm not mistaken, that was Usain's last Olympics. We're gonna go ahead and fact check that, because if I didn't fact check it, that'd be straight off of Wikipedia, wouldn't it? I don't know if y'all remember back in the days. Yeah, his last Olympics was 2016. I don't know if y'all remember back in back in the early 2000s, really like mid late 2000s, when the biggest thing on earth was like, you can't get your information information. You can't get your information from Wikipedia. And in my head, I'm looking at my teacher like, bro, if you just said two plus two, right? I know I gotta break it down for some of y'all, because some of y'all's a little y'all be on that stuff. And so if two plus two equals four, I go on Google, type in two plus two equals four, right? It's gonna either tell me the person that created mathematics, or it's gonna tell me the person that typed that solution and or problem on Wikipedia. And it's a verifiable source to a degree. I wonder why Usain Bolt ran the third leg in the 2012 Olympics, or the '08 Olympics rather. Very interesting. Anyways, seems like a forever ago. 2008. I didn't even know my baby moms at that time. That's crazy. I had just about to meet her. Shout out to baby moms, man, holding me down with the foot massages and the back massages. That girl, she's a talent. I'm sorry, y'all, for the family that's listening. I had to throw some jokes in there, make things bomba clot Nesta Carter. That boy Nesta Carter out there was using that dope. He wasn't even slanging the dope. We got Jamaican messed around, got stripped because of that. Anyways, as I was going on, shout out to my BNs, man. Beautiful soul, beautiful lady, my best friend, my right hand. You go through those ups and downs, y'all. I'm about to drop some relationship videos. Start slinging them things for $5.99. You feel me? Get that out to the masses. Could be useful for somebody that was in our situation. Anyways, moving on to the Olympics, as I currently had said, I always thought it was interesting how this whole narrative has spun. Yes, y'all know we about to get to. I know I'm a little late technically, but the Olympics are starting soon. We about to get to the. Can't say she's an elephant. She's like the size of a gazelle. We're gonna get to the gazelle in the room. Sha'Carri Richardson, the 21-year-old phenom, the fastest woman in America. I'm not gonna put no smut on her name. I'm not gonna disrespect her. I put a poll on my Instagram. For those that don't know, it's MikeyBeezoo. You know? Shout out to my boy Ice Cube. Enough with the references, man. Got y'all thinking I'm about to be out here rapping and stuff. But listen, on the real, I think this whole thing, from a moral standpoint, is blown out of proportion, right? So we have the moral standpoint, which, in my opinion, her mother passed away recently. I don't know what happened. How direct my mother passed away. I'm not a smoker, because the weed smoking from now compared to '06, '07, that thing is a whole different beast, y'all. Whole different beast. So I'm just gonna let y'all run with that short distance imagination. That's done. Your boy done smoked a lot, but like I said, I don't smoke no more for a reason. Anyways, Sha'Carri Richardson, she smoked weed, tested positive initially there was the whole issue that's saying that, not issue, but it was actually reported that she, tested positive for a banned substance. Of course, technically, marijuana is a banned substance. You would have to get that prescribed, especially since it being that the Olympics is overseas and most countries are still not even. That's a bar, yo. To anyone that's listening to this podcast, this deep, let me know, man, if y'all really think that was a bar to any foreign country. For that foreign country, they may not be, as privy to marijuana smoke. The way I said in my head was much harder than that. Anyways, look at you, Usain about to take off on this dude, boy. That dude had no chance, and he's fast. He could have been a good receiver. He looked like 6'3", 200, 190. No chance, bro. Usain's the fastest dude ever until the next person comes along. Anyways, just to focus, as I had said, I think the whole thing is blown out of proportion morally. Now, as far as her being an adult and being an Olympian, she dropped the ball. I'm gonna tell you why. I know it's hard. I know her mother passed away. Like I said, you can't tell people how to cope with death. You can't. Absolutely right. But at the same time, I think this experience will put everything in a perspective for her. I haven't really watched too many interviews of Sha'Carri Richardson. I know she's a nice young lady. I know that she has the influence of Florence Joyner, Flojo. For those don't really know the whole name, for Flojo, she has the influence of the late Flor. Let me stop. I'm not gonna put no disrespect on this lady's name. Florence Joyner Griffiths. I understand that she has the influence. I actually saw some nasty things online, and it was distasteful. Very distasteful, man. It was that shit was very distasteful. The saying how drug abusers, or not drug abusers, how people that do drugs act certain ways, whatever the case is. And in my head, it's like, why is it that there was another potential Olympian that happened to not, you know, be of a darker skin shade? She tested positive just for eating a pork burrito, I believe so. And I know for those that didn't know, this is very common even amongst boxers that if you eat certain meats from different countries, they have like a higher level of it's not even testosterone, it's a higher level of some type of substance, but the substance obviously Beezoo is a banned substance. No one spoke about her. They had to go Google her, and there's probably somebody just paid attention. Was like, "Yo, you ain't about to put someone on shorty names." Obviously, somebody from the black community did that, and I did see some people that I did see some white people that are defending her as well because it shouldn't even be about skin color or just her appearance or her bravado. I mean, I don't even know how many people can really still function in like competing for the Olympics. Also, I will say this, if I'm just being real. To be honest, her support system, they dropped the ball too. If we're just supposed to be accountable and we're supposed to be on top of things, dang, Usain Bolt is I gotta rewind that. That's crazy. I know I shouldn't be like caught up in that, but I'm gonna rewind that. I was gonna say, you know what I'm thinking? I low key don't even remember the 26. Nah, I lied. I didn't remember the 2016 Olympics. Yeah, I remember. What I was gonna say is that I think they dropped the ball overall. Like no one could have. Like I understand they weren't probably there with her. Maybe she just smoked by herself. But in my head, it's still like, yo, like nobody could have said like, Shorty, like, don't do that. You're gonna get look at Trayvon Bromell flying bit that dirt. You're gonna get in trouble for this. And I know it's happened technically a minute ago, but nonetheless, I can't help but just wonder like nobody told her like, yo, don't do that. Like if you're not getting a cleared prescribed drug, there's no way that you're gonna just come out this unscathed. And unfortunately for young Sha'Carri Richardson, 21 years old, the next Olympics is in 3 years, and the next one will be the following 4 years because they're gonna have a short layoff. Even though I'm sure if it was up to most of these Olympians, they'd be competing every year for Olympics. So I highly doubt 3 years is gonna be that much of an issue for them. compared to 4. So yeah, to each his own. Either way it goes, I don't want to sound overcritical. My opinion is that, like most people, I think marijuana is a bit overrated, especially in 2021. I think if you have any type of ailments, any type of whether it be anxiety, depression, coping with death, for example, as she had owned up and said, she said, "I am a human, just like you. I just happen to be very fast." And listen, she ran 10. What, she ran 10.72. She ain't lying. That lady is not lying. So yeah, it's one of those things where I thought they were gonna let her run because literally, oh yeah, for those that don't know, I am Jamaican, Jamaican, American born, however y'all want to say it. I'm a descendant of Jamaican. I'm 1,000, 100% Jamaican. Um, I obviously gonna be rooting for my fellow people then when it comes to this Olympics. I'm about to turn her stuff down. Give me 1 second, y'all. We gonna cut this out in a little bit. We gonna actually we just gonna pause it. I didn't even know I had that feature. Chill. All right, y'all. So we gonna be able to bring it back, bring it back like a stack. I like this feature, man. Technology back then, I can't imagine. Oh wait, I know, cause I come from that era. Anyways, I'm gonna be able to sit in my couch that I handsomely paid for, courtesy of the furniture store that will remain anonymous. And so yeah, we're gonna get straight back into it. I'm not. Actually, I lied. I'm done with Sha'Carri. Not done with her in that sense, but she'll have time to learn from this, and I think this will be a big motivation for her. I mean, obviously the World Championships. I'm sure she's gonna for sure be competing. Apologize for that, young man. Being a father and the spouse of another, not another woman, like I'm playing, but being a spouse is mine. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Nonetheless, I would like to say this, right? Sha'Carri, if you ever come across this platform, my dear queen, please don't be mad at me for saying that, because she is a queen. She's a sprint queen. I would love to be able to interview her and not necessarily even go about it in depth. I just know how, just growing up in LA, I know people like cope with that. Although maybe now she's just realizing her power and her platform, So, Shakar, I love the interview. If you hear this, keep your head up. I know you are. I can't imagine how you feeling either way it goes. I think people are just mad and sensitive nowadays. But then at the same time, I think a lot of people are just like not even overly sensitive. Yeah, they're overly sensitive and they're mad insensitive. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's it. So we're gonna move on. Another topic I definitely wanted to talk about, and I wanted Fred to kind of gauge things with me, but it's all good. Obviously, I'm looking at some basketball clips, and it is the 2021 NBA Finals. I had a feeling Milwaukee was gonna get here. It was the same feeling I had with Miami the year prior. At a certain point in the playoffs, when you watch enough teams, you can kind of get a good gauge of who's gonna get there, barring injury, and also more so of how teams are just playing, how they're gelling, how they're clicking at the right time. And what a coincidence. I'm looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think he led the league in NBA field goal percentage at 69%, at least in the restricted area. Giannis is a dog, bro. Oh my gosh. Either way it goes, I think it's a bit yeah, that's mad ironic that Giannis is on my TV screen while I'm doing the podcast. Either way it goes, hopefully I got enough energy for y'all. Mikeyy Beezoo podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, by the way, y'all. Either way it goes, I love support everybody that showed up. As I had said, Milwaukee Bucks. I had a feeling they was gonna get there. Phoenix. Listen, man. My shout out to my boy Walter, by the way, man. Phoenix, in my opinion, I look at it like this. They were the better team between them and the Lakers. I'm not gonna go off hyperboles and what if this, what if that. I could go on for that shit for at least a good 25, 30 minutes. I could. But in all honesty, there's no reason for me to even do that. To keep it real with you, there's no reason for me to do that. I know the Lakers are a better team than the Phoenix Suns when healthy. I was just talking to this about this to Fred off wax. We got hurt when I remember telling him this when AD first went down. He sent me the joint, and when AD like kind of pushed off his heel when they played Dallas, and he drove baseline, and I was telling him the same shit. I said, "Yo, I'm like, I hope it's not Achilles tear, but it's just the fact that we saw Clay tear his. Well, we didn't see Clay tear his shit. We saw Kobe tear his shit, and it was like the fact that it was a Laker person. Excuse me, it was Laker. It was the greatest Laker ever. I'm gonna put some respect on my man Bean's name, but it was more so that, and then the fact of how Kobe looked back. AD pop like wouldn't pop, but AD looked back at it, and it was like like not again. This is the future of our franchise, mind you. It says even if we get Damian Lillard, Damian's older than him, and AD's a better player than him, in my opinion. But it's one of those things where it's like, damn, again, as a Laker fan, So obviously it didn't happen. But like as I said, I told Fred, I said, in my opinion, at that time, LeBron and AD went down at the right time. But then again, it was like maybe 5 games in, we were losing some games. I said, I think we got hurt at the wrong time. Because if I could choose, I'd rather, of course, would have AD and Bron got hurt in the beginning of the season. We kind of figured things out mid-season, All-Star break, come back, turn it on, ramp up, and then we get ready for the playoffs. You get what I mean? Uh, Obviously, AD gets hurt again, hurts his groin, and then I honestly I was so furious that he played Game 6. I respect it; it was commendable. I kind of thought he was listening to the internet a little bit too much and the noise around him, perhaps, or I could be wrong. Maybe AD just said, "Fuck that, I'm playing," because he wanted to do that repeat. But I wish even LeBron would have said it. Not even LeBron. No, yeah, fuck that. LeBron's a team leader. I wish someone would have just pulled him to the side. LeBron's the guy he looks up to. You gotta remember, AD went to LeBron's camp in high school. That lets you know every single thing. And AD didn't have to go, although he was the consensus #1 player coming out of high school and going into Kentucky. But it just makes you wonder, like, not from an aspect of a leadership standpoint, but more so just, hey, the war, not the war. It, we can lose the battle, but still win the war. There you go, my nigga. We can win the war and still lose the battle. You gonna have a few battles, man, but that was the one that hurt. Like, damn, AD. Like, I understand it. We should have went back to back. I'm gonna sound like a typical Laker fan. We should have went back to back, but there's a lot of things that happened. Montrez, he somehow fell out of love with Vogel. I can't even believe Vogel's coming back. That's the shit that fucked me up the worst, man. The fact that Vogel's gonna be our head coach again, to me, that might be Aretha in the background saying that shit, girl. To me, Vogel fucked our shit up bad. To me, Vogel tricked off. He tricked off a lot of shit for us. TBH. And for those that don't know abbreviations on my old folk, to be honest, there was no way. There was no way Montrez you pick him up for that cheap, coming off that award. Even if he kind of got exposed versus a dude that's like 6-7 inches taller than him. What the fuck did y'all expect? Porzingis is 7'3". Trez is 6'6", 6'7" tops. What did y'all want that man to do? It honestly it just became apparent that it honestly became apparent something happened. Montrez with the tweets. He didn't have a sense of putting THT in the game. It was playing Kuzma too much. It was just so much. Like, it was so much, man. Obviously, J Kid's gone, so there goes a potential coach right there. I think J Kid would have fit in perfectly, honestly. I'm pretty certain J Kid thinks highly of THT. More so than Schroeder. I'm sure he thinks good of Schroeder, but I think people don't realize the upside of THT. But as I saw someone say this online, people were sounding like NBA GMs and shit. If the right player comes available, I'm willing to give up THT, but I'm not giving up THT for a guy that's not an all-star caliber level player. That shit just don't make no sense. If it's not for Dame, if it's not for shit Zach LaVine, if it's not for if it's not for one of them Uber all-star cats, they talking about Russell West. Man, LeBron could turn. I ain't gonna disrespect my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna say he could turn water into wine, but at the same time, uh, sorry, I'll be reading these texts to this podcast, man. If you only y'all can see the shit I be seeing. I ain't gonna say he could turn water to wine because that's the most disrespectful thing I can say. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Lord, forgive me for that one. But y'all, I would like to think. Hold on, I got a better analogy. Is it what Andy Milonakis say? I forgot. Anyways, if one of y'all can find that or look that up, Andy Milonakis, he dropped a bar back in the day when he used to rap. I could turn something to something. Y'all know. Either way, y'all get the point. LeBron could win a title with Russ, but that's gonna be ugh. I don't know, man. I don't know. AD's a better shooter than Russ, better rebounder, better defender, not a better playmaker. I don't know. And he's younger. I don't know, man. I don't know, buddy. The moral of the story is that I'm not giving up on THTA just yet. I think his ceiling is a high end six man potential all star. I think that is definitely his ceiling, man. He's 20 years old. That's what I don't think people understand. We drafted him essentially at damn near 18. Like, no, we did draft him at 18 and he turned 19. I don't understand why people is bugging. Let that man hoop. Every time he's in the game, he's doing something positive. Fuck that analytics bullshit. He is doing something positive. Whether he's trying to defend that crazy wingspan, or he takes his mismatch to a good place, gets a decent looking shot. I mean, he's not the best shooter in the world. I mean, if he develops into a really good shooter, then it's a wrap. We got the steal of that draft. I don't care what no one says. If THT can become a 37, 38% three, listen, I'm this podcast. I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off topic. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get back to the topic. Bucks versus the Suns. I know what y'all want to say. Beezoo, who do y'all have? Who do you got? Just get that shit over with. All right, bet. I think the Phoenix Suns are gonna win this series in 7 games. I think no, fuck that. The Bucks should win the series. No disrespect to Devin Booker. No disrespect to CP3. Giannis is the most dominant player in this series. Agreed? I'm not talking about they can throw a 2-3 zone. They could put the quote unquote they could put the wall on them. No. If defense if illegal if it's not even illegal. If 2-3 zones and all that shit, 3-2 zones and the wall and you know what I mean, if all that wasn't legal and you had to just play straight up, no help defense. Imagine that. Imagine that. Whew, imagine the world if that was possible, man. No help defense. Boys, the cats be out here dropping 50 regularly. I just want y'all to think and grasp that. I would like to hope that y'all would agree with me that not Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is freaking crazy. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the most dominant player in the NBA Finals, correct? Got it. Just making sure. Just making sure. Just making sure. Now, the most skilled one-on-one player in terms of the toolbox is Devin Booker. Chris Middleton's close. The footwork is there too with Middleton, but Booker is for sure the more consistent of the two. I think he's shown that throughout the duration of his career. Obviously, in the playoffs, outside that Game 6 he had versus the first round of the Lakers, he hasn't really like. Oh, and then I lied. And then that Game 1 versus the Clippers. The rest of the games, I think, for the most part, have been like 20%. I mean, not 20%, 20 points per game, 22. They've had a lot of games where most of their starters have put things together, um, and have had some well-rounded contributions, which is how basketball should be played. Not it's not necessarily a detriment to himself or his game, but I would like to think Devin Booker's the most skilled, right? Best leader. We even got to get to that. We know who the best leader is amongst all these players. We already know that it is. Now, this is where the nitty gritty gets to, right? I think, not even I think, gotta play something else, entertain myself in the background. I'm just gonna get this out the way, y'all. This one's gonna hurt me to say this. Giannis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? I think he's the best player out of everybody, just off the respect that they show this man when he plays. If that's just me. But I will say this, y'all. Just hear me out. I will say this. Hold on, see Marquise Goodwin do this long jump. 26. Sheesh, my PR in high school was a 20. But that was only off a few months of training though. So imagine if I did that thing all 4 years. Probably would have got a 23 easy. Anyways, the point where I was going through with all this, the Bucks play better without Giannis. As good as he is, as dominant as he is, they play much better without him. Milton getting his bag. You look at PJ, he get 10 shots. Now I know what you're thinking. Do you really want PJ Tucker getting 10 shots? Hell yeah, I want PJ getting get them shits up, nigga. Yeah, I want him to get 10 shots up. Damn, Marquise Goodwin's a 7'4" meters. Sheesh. That dude's at 8 meters in the long jump? Oh wow. But he's low key out of his prime though, so I'm not even mad at that. I mean, dude, you're low key out your prime, bro. Maybe younger days, Marquise, when he's on the Bills, he probably could do something crazy. But now, all right, let's focus. I'm over here getting distracted, man. I don't want to make this podcast longer than it needs to be, even though that's the point of a podcast. You get all your natural thoughts without editing per se. Either way, either way, folks. This is how I look at it. Milton plays better. Drew can actually be like a legit point guard. Because Budenholzer, when he has all three of them out there, it's some. They try to they don't let Giannis be the go to guy until like the fourth quarter. Like that performance, that performance Milton put on that previous years versus the Bucks. That's how they should play. Whether it be Milton that has the hot hand, whether it be Drew Holiday that has the hot hand, let them boys cook. Let Giannis do the heavy lifting. Let him do his thing. And then when it's time to close out, let them boys be great. Let them show their ability. That's all that I'm saying. I'm disappointed because Giannis still should have been developing in the post by now. He still thinks he's a guard. I think Giannis really is a small forward, but he in this era he plays like a center. He's dominant like a center. There we go. Put some respect on the man's name. He's dominant like a center. He really, by how he plays, I think he really believes that he's like a guard or a small forward. Because to me, I really think he's a small forward. But it's just the way he plays. It's kind of hurts their team, and I see why they play a little more freer. This was the same thing last year before they ultimately got eliminated, y'all. I don't know if I remember when Giannis hurt his ankle, and Milton was looking like a whole different player. So I don't know, man. I think overall they're better off without him this first game, and I think it's going to make it much harder for Phoenix to guard them. To be honest, that Drew Holiday Chris Paul matchup is going to be lit. For those that really love hoops, that's going to be a good ass matchup. Or even when Drew got to get on Booker, this is going to be a very good series, man. I don't think Giannis is going to come back until at least till game. He's going to come back game 2, but I think he should come back game 3 because he listed him as doubtful. Now, if he was probable, that means he's more than likely close to coming back. But this is the thing: I've hyperextended my knee, but I've never hyperextended my knee that bad. So I can only imagine how much pain he's going through. Plus, bro's like bro's like damn near 7 foot. So I know that shit. You know, I know a lot of people that said like online, like, yeah, I've done my shit like that. I tore ligaments, and he's just a genetic force. All that muscle he done put on the last 6 7 years, did his dividends. So I got Phoenix is the home team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are. I got Phoenix winning game one. I got Phoenix winning game one, a close game. That crowd's gonna be crazy. This is the first time they've been in the finals since Charles Barkley back in '96. So that crowd's gonna be rocking. That's cool. That's cool and all. I think Phoenix gonna get their chip, man. I kind of hate it because I just like Chris Paul, not as a man, but as a player, and more so than anything, I wish this could just end in a tie, and no one gets a champion. No, 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 I lied. I wish the Bucks get a title. I wish the Bucks could really get a title. I wish they could, but Giannis missing that first game, it's either gonna be very big for them or it's gonna hurt them. And I will be watching this game at work. I will, and I will drop a podcast the following day for y'all. I might fuck around, drop 2 podcasts in a day. Wish I could do a little add-ons. I'm gonna get all that shit taken care of soon, y'all. Soon, soon, soon come, dog. I'm gonna take care of all that shit. Either way it goes, I would like for y'all to drop a like, a comment on your favorite segment of this podcast. Let me know so I can for sure shout y'all out. Any new followers, I appreciate it. Moving on. Supporting cast. You may ask Beezoo, you didn't talk about the supporting cast. Brook Lopez is looking like Brook Lopez, the former All-Star in the Jersey Nets for the Brooklyn Nets. I know he is, and this is how the fuck he should play. But the problem is, you can't have. Giannis he's guard like athletic, but you can't have two bigs, quote unquote, in the paint. This ain't the 28. Excuse me, in 28. This ain't the 2008 Lakers with Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol banging down low. And even with them, Gasol could play high post, Bynum could play low post. I mean, they both were honestly interchangeable. Bynum was the better talent, but Gasol was the better player. I'm not gonna argue that. Y'all can feel however the fuck y'all want to feel. I'm sticking to my guns on that shit. I think the thing is they could play like that too, but Giannis's playmaking isn't that good. It's not. And that's why I feel like low ball James Harden always threw shots at Giannis because he's like, bro, you trying to be a point guard? The disrespect. And obviously, Harden's one of the best playmakers in the league for sure. If Giannis had even like Blake Griffin type playmaking, then I'd be like, all right, like y'all could kind of interchange one at the high. That little Draymond thing where they got Steph, they double him off the pick and roll. Then basically it's for all of my mathematicians kids, you go from playing 5-on-5, 2 - 5 equals 3. Draymond, basically you're playing 4-on-3. So it's essentially easy rim runs. But y'all don't hear me though. Anyways, they could unlock that. The Lakers, we were damn near. I know y'all tired of that, man. This dude's a Laker fan. He's getting his fucking emotion with the Lakers. Yes, man, because we was unlocking that with AD and Drummond. We was unlocking it. I seen the potential in it. I synced it. Nonetheless, if Brook Lopez play like he been playing recently, he might fuck around and have DeAndre Ayton in hell, man. Because listen, as much as I love DeAndre Ayton, I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit with the praise. He's been playing good, but let's not talk like this man is Kevin Garnett or something, or even a Lurk Nowitzki. Shout to Lurk Master Dirk Nowitzki. Let's pump the brakes, man. I still ain't seen this dude do too many shot creations for himself, at least for a big man. Face up game, skeptical. His energy is there. I will say this, but I'm not gonna go as far as at least to say he's a stronger, souped up Clint Capella. I'm not gonna go as far. That's as far as I'll go. He does what he does well for his role on the team. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? I'm not about to play these games and fall victim to some obscene or obscure false narrations about a player who was the first overall pick. And in my opinion, if he kept fucking around, he was gonna fuck around and be the next Kwame Brown or Kwame Brown. Put some respect on my man Kwame's Brown. No disrespect, Kwame. Don't take this the wrong way. For anyone that is listening to this point, Kwame Brown mama's cooking is A1. Cause boy, that man done built a whole platform. He built the most unlikeliest of likeliest platforms of all time on a established platform. And to me, it makes me try to get my behind back into working in the thick of things and getting myself right and my goals and my admirations. And it doesn't hurt to say that Kwame Brown was once a Los Angeles Laker. And without him, that trade wouldn't have been possible because we wouldn't have got Pau Gasol. Either way it goes, as I said, DeAndre Ayton, first overall pick. Hey, you could have been a Kwame this era, bro, because if it wasn't for CP3 coming, I don't know about the Phoenix Suns. I don't know, man. They did finish the 6-0, 7 on the bubble. It was hot. I didn't think campaign was gonna keep playing like this. It just these dudes are hungry. That's all it is. These dudes are hungry. If they win the title, we gonna see what time it is next year. We gonna see what time it is next year. Golden State is trying to get Ben Simmons. I'm hearing Clay say he still need a little more time. Get that seasoning right. Get that Bohemian seasoning, dog. You need a little more time. Yeah, man. Take your time, Clay. Hold on. I'm out here tripping. I'm out here talking about my man. My man is I said Bohemian. Klay Thompson. Bohemian. Barbados. Hold on. Yeah, Bohemian. Speaking of Bohemian. Hey. Hey. One time for the ladies. Two times for the. Hey. Hey. What's up? Mother systems. All right, we're gonna cut that off real quick, man. So shout out to my Bohemian brother, Klay Thompson. Anyways, as I said, man, Phoenix, if Golden State can get Ben Simmons with a fixed game, Klay Thompson, Steph. I mean, I don't know. That's gonna be a little funky with Draymond and Ben Simmons on the floor at the same time. And then you got to factor in James Wiseman too. Even I don't trust Kerr with Wiseman. It's kind of like how I feel about trusting people, random people with my kids. I know you're gonna be like, "What the hell?" But just answer this question before you go to sleep. Who has Steve Kerr developed as long as he's been a coach or association in developing? I'll let you rest on that thought. Moving on, supporting cast wise, I kind of like Phoenix's team a little better. Cameron Payne, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. Aiden technically falls in that category as supporting. I like him a little better. Boss Crowder. I kind of want to see the look that they're going to throw once Giannis comes back. That's why I'm kind of pissed Giannis is hurt. Because I was looking forward to seeing who they're going to throw on him as the primary defender. I was assuming it's going to be Crowder mixed in with Aiden. I think it's just so unfortunate Giannis got hurt right before the finals. Me personally, I thought Giannis was going to have Aiden in hell. I thought he was. Similar to Capella. I thought he was going to have him in hell, but no one's stupid enough to play one-on-one defense with Giannis. No one's dumb enough, man. But maybe this kind of helps Giannis say, like, all right, maybe I could attack this guy this way, get a little better this way, and go from there, man. But I'll tell you this much: if Giannis wins this title, whoo, I think we may have to reconsider who the best player in the world is. I know it's a little cliche. I know it's mad corny, but listen, man. The last time LeBron got hurt, people were saying it was Kevin Durant, if I'm not mistaken. No, 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 no. Last time LeBron got hurt, it was actually Kawhi Leonard when the Toronto Raptors won, and then Kevin Durant got hurt, and Kawhi was like, he was the big cream of the crop, and then obviously he chose the fucking Clippers like an idiot. Anyways, not gonna dwell on that man's decisions. Because I gotta stay to my word. If I do see when these cats slipping or he catch me slipping, I gotta they get at me like, yo, you was talking mad greasy, son, or this. Even though I know he's from Cali, but still, you get the point. Gotta stick to my guns. Kawhi, you should have came to the Lakers. We for sure would win back to back, like Kobe and Shaq. Moving on. For me, I gotta side with the Suns, man. Whether y'all want to say Drew supporting cast, you know, I can't trust Brook to play like how he has been, but I think he may not have any choice to play this way. In my opinion, I know Chris Paul played crazy that last game. If we keeping it real, just keeping it real with y'all, son. Keeping it real, real. I honestly feel like Drew should win this Drew should win this holiday. Drew should win this battle versus CP3. He's a little younger, a little snipper. Now I know Chris is gonna be working them fouls like a stripper on Fig, or a prostitute rather. But overall, I don't see how he can't really win this matchup. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm drunk. What time is it? It's only midnight. Yeah, I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not tripping. I think he should win this matchup. I think Booker and Milton should be a wash. And if Giannis is playing, Giannis should be a dub. Giannis should be a dub over whoever, especially Aiden. So that's just me. But then again, we got to factor in coaching. Monty's a better coach than Budenholzer, Holzer. I, without disrespecting, but no disrespect, he can't. That man can't get mad if I don't call his name right, because there's no way that you should get this far and still can't figure out your lineup or how to play your best player. Like that still boggles my mind. It still boggles my mind. Still boggles my mind. Either way, it could be his demise. I think it's gonna be his demise. And if he lose, listen, if they coach the Bucks coach don't win, ain't no way he come back next year. It ain't no way. And I know it sounds rough, but it's just being real. Like there's no way he's coming back. There's no way he's coming back. There is no way he's coming back. Absolutely no way. No way, sir. No way he's coming back. I don't care what y'all tell me. I'm gonna stop saying no way because that's just how strongly I feel about it. So it's gonna be interesting. I think the Suns are gonna win. The Bucks should win though. They should win just off of the fact that you know they're gonna have to expect CP or either Cameron Payne, whoever it is, to score about 20 even. I know Book's gonna get his. It's gonna be a battle. But overall, damn, daughter woke up out of sleep. Hold on, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When my daughter came out the cut, that shit little ball scared you, boy. Anyways, back to the topic, man. Like I said, I got Phoenix. I got Phoenix in 7. What's Fred was here to tell yourself is I'm eating these delicious cherries. No sponsored by, but sponsored by. Brought to you by Costco's. You know what I mean? And some people might say, no, I don't know what you mean. Elaborate. I don't want to. I make sure I eat these before they get spoiled. So, I got Phoenix in 7. Chris Paul or Booker is most likely going to win Finals MVP. It's inevitable. I hate it because it should have been Lakers, but all that means Lakers will go 2 out of 3 years. So, to each his own. Moving on. Another topic that I wanted to discuss. LeBron James. Mike, why are you talking about LeBron James? Skip Bayless always got that man nizzles in his mouth. I know. I know. I know. But just hear me out, though. Just hear me out. Cherries is delicious, by the way. Just hear me out, right? So the way I'm looking at this, he was at the game at the same high school as Sun built, right? I mean, the Sun built. He's at the same school he built. Not in a literal sense, but it's kind of like Michael Jordan with Laney High School. Kobe Bryant with Lord Marion High School. It's synonymous with one of the best players ever to pick up a ball in the existence of balls. Pause. That was a bar too. Probably a little suspect for somebody, but you get the point. What I'm trying to make is that, you know, the announcer basically was saying, like, yeah, Bronny got a call because his dad, yada, yada, it is. And, you know, Bronny off of his status of being grown up in the way he grew up and the status he grew up, he's probably just a passive kid because he doesn't need to be aggressive. He wasn't raised in that environment where he had to be angry per se, or he had to fight for things. He grew up with a gold spoon in his mouth. Fuck a silver spoon. Man grew up with a he grew up with a platinum joint with the bezels in it. It's like every time you put that cereal with the cereal and the milk in your mouth, it just glistened. Like that's what he was born in, man. And no one should be mad at him, but people for sure gonna be jealous of that. And I didn't like the fact that the announcer had the nerve to do that. Like, bro, even if you work for the opposing team or you don't like LeBron or his charity efforts or the I Promise School, like if you don't like none of that, you think it's a charade, cool. But your job as an announcer, like to me, I thought that whole thing was just weird. It was just like it was AAU, but it felt more like Drew League type joint, like or like the N1 type joint. Like the announcer was kind of like, or like at the record or some shit. Like, bro, these dudes are prep dudes. Like some of these dudes aren't even gonna touch the NBA. Like Bronny may not even touch the NBA. Like it's still not even a for certain right now. It's trending upward, but it's just nasty. Like, dude, these kids don't need that. Yeah, they have social media. Yeah, they got Instagram. They do these things, but they don't need that type of thing for them to be like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just not right to me. It's just not right. The game ain't right. It ain't been right for some time. And overall, I just dislike overall. I just dislike overall that whole thing. Like, you look corny doing that. So what if that's LeBron James' son? Give me that call just to strength off me hooping. Give me that call. And what if that's my daddy? I'm sure his dad, if he want, he could pull some strings and get that man fired. Or get him suspended at the least. So then you really gotta question, what value do you bring? Because all that dude gonna be remembered is for the dude that tried to get at LeBron's son in the gym LeBron built. And I wouldn't be surprised that dude is A from that area. Mind you, y'all, I do apologize. I didn't do my homework on the guy. I wouldn't be surprised if A, that guy's from the area, played against LeBron in high school, miserable that LeBron's in a situation that he thought he should have been in. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's an overall situation. I'm not mad at LeBron for doing it. Maybe he could have did it after the game, pulled him to the side. But then it's like, why even do that? Maybe LeBron was just showing like, yo, you know what? Let me show this dude. Let me show this dude what's really going on. That I could just do whatever I want. The cameras is there for LeBron James Jr. Courtesy of LeBron James. So I don't know. That's it, y'all. I'm gonna wrap things up. Go take a shower. Go eat this chicken burrito. Hopefully, y'all like this episode. I know the sound might be a little bit distorted. I know y'all hear a lot of oldies in the background. Hopefully, y'all don't, because I've tried to put the gain as low as possible. I appreciate everybody for listening. I should have Fred in tomorrow for some post game commentary. Hopefully, I'm off work at an appropriate time. And for that, I shall say, it is I, he is him. It is Mikeyy Beezoo on, of course, the Mikeyy Beezoo podcast. Take it easy, everyone. Love, peace, chicken grease, soul. You know the rest. All right, y'all. We out. Peace.